Okay. Hey, how's it going, guys? I just put together a mirror board that explains step by step how my business works so that you can understand very easily. And I've included a lot of images and screenshots so that you can see exactly what I'm doing, just so that it makes more sense. I've spent a lot of time making this, so I'll be breaking down each step for you. So there are five main sections. The first section tells my story. Second shows you a bunch of case studies and examples of posts, how much they're making. Step three shows how you can do it. Step four shows the technical side of this, how to use Tweet Hunter to make posts and make it a lot easy for you. And then step five shows my students' results. Step six shows what I offer. So let's begin. I've put in a lot of time, so I hope that this would be very helpful for you guys. So let's begin. For those of you who don't know who I am 22 and I started this business around 2 years ago. And so how it started out was I was in college and I was around 18 to 20. This was in the years of 2021 to 2023. I never had more than $100 in the bank. And so I was basically a broke college student. I couldn't afford basics like food or bed sheets or any of that sort of stuff. And I also got into a car accident and I nearly died. So this was a very low point in my life. And so over the next few years or just a year, I've tried building businesses. I wanted to make money online because I thought that that would be the only way for me to survive and succeed in this world. So I tried and failed 8 to 10 different businesses, such as dropshipping, flipping cars, websites, YouTube, TikTok, selling furniture, Etsy, but none of those really worked. Well, definitely not enough to make a survivable income. So this was a year where I was spending at least 12 hours per day, every day for a year straight, just experimenting, trying everything. And I've had so many failures, so little success, but I've learned a lot. And basically there were takeaways from each different business and failures. So after around a year or so, I had my first breakthrough. So I had my first sale in October of 2023. It's not shown here, but after I got my first sale of $10, it was basically selling a software for $10. And then around 2 months later, in January, I had my first 2K profit day. And then so from there, growth has been exponential. So from there, start making thousands of dollars per day. And of course, my lifestyle changed as well. So this was my first time um, driving a Lamborghini Urus. And these are some pictures that I've taken. So yeah, basically a 180 within a year or two. And I want to show you guys how I did it. Be completely honest and transparent about myself and how my business works. So yeah, we've done millions of dollars in cash collected, $15 million. More than that. Not all of it goes to me. I split it with my partners a lot, but you do see here that within the past around 5 months, I've personally netted myself $1.8 million cash collected. So which is almost two for myself in the past 5 months. So this is my Stripe dashboard. And then so going to step two of case studies. So I want to show you basically real examples of Twitter accounts and posts that we've made that have gotten lots of views and how many comments, how many leads they've generated, and how many sales each of them have generated. So just as a disclaimer, I have dozens and dozens of accounts. So these are just a few accounts that I have showing you. And first is example, we are teaching people how to do e-commerce. So essentially all the content that we post is about how to make money. Teaching people about business, how to make money through different topics and niches. So for example, this one we have e-commerce. This one we have AI models. This one we have websites. Here we have sweepstakes. So we're teaching people these skills and we're selling ebooks, courses, services, coachings, anything that is digital that helps people learn about business and grow and make money basically. So this account, for example, is teaching people how to do e-commerce. You can see that the posts themselves are very, very simple. It takes only a few seconds, maybe like 15 or 20 seconds to type all of this out, and it generates tens of thousands of views. And each one generates, many comments, 241 comments. This one generates 448 comments. This one generates 197 comments. And the reason why comments are important is because each comment represent a lead. So whenever someone either comments or likes on these posts, they will automatically receive a DM. Basically, they'll receive like a free guide or a link to a checkout link or just any link. And a small fraction of them will convert into sales and purchases. So that's what's important. Basically, we make these posts and say we have an eye-catching header, and then we post a bunch of details, and then they always have a CTA, a call to action saying, if you want this full course or full guide, and if you want to learn, obviously it's for free. All you have to do is like and comment, and you'll get it. So anyone who comments or likes, they will receive the free guide or free course. So the comments, the number of comments equals the number of people who receive these free guides and free courses. So you can see that hundreds of them are getting it per post, and a small fraction will buy a course or an ebook or whatever digital product for anywhere between a few $100s to $10,000 or $20,000. So for example, we might be selling a $3,000 course, and let's say that 241 comments, generally, realistically, conservatively, 3 sales of $2,000 or $3,000. That's nearly 10K per post. So here is another example. And of course, per account, we're doing thousands of posts. This is another account, account number 2. This topic and niche is about AI models. So teaching people how to make money with AI models. So just as a disclaimer, for these accounts, I partner with experienced entrepreneurs. So for example, this guy is actually, I'm partnering with a friend who is very successful with e-commerce, and he's providing the knowledge and experience and expertise, skills and proof. And I'm the one who's helping creating the content, making the posts get lots of views and make sales for what we're selling. So it's like a partnership model. I work with each one of these people. This is another guy. He's experienced and successful with AI models. So essentially, it's kind of like OnlyFans, except it's like more models. There's less of an NSFW, but we're posting a lot of these attractive models, and they get lots of views, and a fraction of them will end up subscribing per month. So we make a lot of money doing that. Parker himself has made millions of dollars doing this. So, basically I'm the partner here again. So just to show you, this is the account, and we have a free Discord community where we have lots of free courses and guides. So you can see here, this is the Discord, and inside these are links to the free guides and free course that we have. People go through them, people learn and grow, and they become successful with this business, and these are for free. So once they learn a lot, we provide lots of value, and then if they're interested in mentorship from Parker, then they apply here. We've had 1,800 people apply to Parker's mentorship, and then out of that we've had 577 calls with people who were interested, and then out of that 577 there were 132 sales of on average 4.3K. So we were actually charging $5,000 for the mentorship, but for some people we made sales, we gave discounts, so that's why it got to 4.3K on average. And so we've made 570K net profits cash collected from this one account. Just so you know, we only had this account active for around 3 months. So within the 3-month period, we did 570K, which is nearly 200K per month in profits. And of course, Parker and I, we do a 50-50 split. I take 50% of it, he takes 50% of it. So since we made 50K total, I walked away with myself with around almost 3K, and he did, basically the same. So showing you a bunch of tweets. So this one is basically giving information and details about this business so that people are scrolling on Twitter and they see this post, right? And then so this one gets 37,000 views, 164 comments. And so from this one sale, from this one post, we make 6 sales. We generate $27,000. So you can see that per post, we're making 5 figures in profits. This is another post. It got 15,000 views and 112 comments. We got 4 sales from this, $20,000. So, the interesting thing is that people will look at these tweets and they're saying, oh, that's not a lot of views. Instagram, TikTok, we're getting millions of views, and people sleep on Twitter just because, we're getting very little views, but they don't see that the conversion is very high. And the reason why the conversion is high is because people on Twitter are very intelligent. They're intelligent, they're very ambitious, they tend to be entrepreneurs already, and they have a lot of capital. So that's why even with very few views, just by the way, we're targeting very high quality people and the conversion rate is pretty good. So that's why we're making so much money despite getting very little views compared to other platforms. So this is why Twitter, aka X, is underrated. It's because no one knows that these posts that are getting so few views are making so much money. And this is per post, by the way. This one got 10 sales, $42,000. And unfortunately, I had to terminate and discontinue this business just because it conflicts with my moral boundaries. So this has been discontinued, but nevertheless, we have dozens and dozens of accounts like these in different topics and categories and niches. So this is another account. I want to show you, this is a very small account. It looks like it's dead, but Casey teaches people about websites. He's successful with it. He gives out a free course, a free ebook, 14 pages, and it shows people how to do this business so people learn once again. And once they go through it, people become interested to learn more. They want more value. They want more help. So he offers a 10K mentorship. Again, we're doing 50-50 split. So per sale, we get 5K each. This one post only gets 5,000 views, but gets 42 comments. 3 people buy for $30,000. This post, only 6K views, 26 comments, 2 people buy for 20K. So you think that, these posts are dead, but in reality, they're making so much. So that's account number 3. Account number 4, this is my friend who's experienced with Sweepstakes. He's an affiliate. He's very successful with it. So what we do is we teach people about the business, how it works. We help people make money with it. So he has a Discord server where, he teaches people, he has a community, and he has a bunch of free resources for people to learn from. Free guides, free courses. And he charges, mentorship. And basically we've made more than $700,000. So, this is an example. 162,000 views, 1.4K comments, almost 100K views, 570 comments. Just out of these comments, every single person who either likes or comments gets the free courses, the free guides, right? And even if a tiny percentage, even if only 0.3% of people end up buying, we're still making thousands or tens of thousands of dollars per post selling these things. So this is how my business works. And, you might be wondering, how could I possibly do this when I don't have these kinds of experience or statistics or proof or, business success to work off of? So in that case, I have a solution for you. A lot of mentee students, a lot of them are making 5 figures profits per month. Many of them are making 30K, 50K per month. And I would say that half of those students who are making lots of money have no business experience whatsoever. So I'll show you exactly the workaround and what they're doing to do this. Of course, morally and ethically and right. That's actually providing huge value and benefit to people. So, getting back into it, I have more than 50 accounts that are doing this. Some of the best performing accounts are not shown in the case studies, but it was just to show you how it works. So, we have thousands of posts that are each making so much money. We have niches in e-com, YouTube, sports betting, AI, and many, many other topics. So, you can see that they're getting lots of views. On my main account included, we're getting lots of engagement. And then you can see that we've been making, lots of posts and then $15 million in cash collected within the past 2 years. Most accounts that you see on Twitter, that are saying comment this to get this free guide, I would guarantee that around half or more of all those posts that you see belong to me or my partners. So we're responsible for a lot of those. We're getting millions of views regularly. And so, you might not even realize, but you're seeing my posts every single day. And for those who, want to work with me, I provide retweets and shoutouts from my big account. So, the difficult thing about this business is just that getting started. When you're starting with 0 followers or, account from 0, it's very difficult to get views on your posts. It's very difficult. So what I do is I have lots of big accounts and I retweet from all these big accounts your post. So instantly, thousands of people who are following these accounts, each one of them, view your post. And so, immediately you can go viral. Let's say 5 big accounts are retweeting you, boosting you, giving you shout outs, then, you can go viral very easily. So, that is what I do. When I create new accounts, that is exactly what I do. I retweet from all the big accounts so that the new post from the new account goes viral instantly. And then after that, once you get your first viral post, it's very easy to get views after that. So, students and partners and myself included, we basically, go viral within just a few days versus someone working by themselves for more than 6 months. So moving to the next step, it is difficult when you don't have business experience. Like, how can I make these kinds of bold claims and stats and proofs when I don't have anything myself? So that's the biggest problem. And so there are a few different ways to work around this. Actually, there's 2 options. I want to go over option 2 first, actually. This is the most common and most recommended method, which is where you partner with successful millionaire entrepreneurs. So, I have hundreds of these kinds of friends. I have a huge network of successful people, friends with a lot of them. So you choose one person you want to work with. For example, a YouTuber with 16 million subscribers. I have a friend who is exactly that. I have a friend who's making more than $5 million per year in e-commerce. I have some friends who are making 9 figures per year. I have some friends who are doing, 8 figures in real estate. So I have a lot of successful friends, and you can partner with one of them. And the issue with them is that, they're successful with their business, but they don't have any time to, make posts on Twitter and sell digital products. So that's where you come in, is you do all the work for them. You make posts for them. You leverage their knowledge and expertise and their proofs and their success. You post them on their behalf because they don't have time. You're doing all the work for them. You make the posts for them. You get millions of views and you drive sales to the courses and whatever they're selling. So for example, let's say that you end up working with a YouTuber with 16 million subscribers, and then he makes, let's say, like 500K per month. Then you can make posts, basically saying how we did this, how we're making this much money, basically giving people free sauce, business methods, secret tips, and stuff like that. And as a result, you'll start getting lots of views. And then, let's say that he's selling a 5K coaching program. And then let's say, you get 30%, which is 15K, or you get like 50%, which is, 25K per sale. So maybe, you're getting 2 or 3 sales per week, which is, around 10 to 15K per week, but you're getting half of that. So you're getting like 5 to 7.5K per week, which is the equivalent of 20 to 30K net profits for yourself per month. And of course, you can keep scaling and growing that. So you're earning more each month. So that's the thing, is that you can leverage their authority and success to easily get millions of views. And this is a win-win. You're teaching people, you're helping people grow and learn from these successful entrepreneurs. And you yourself, you're making money as well, right? And the partners, they're making money as well, and they're getting their influence out there. So it's a win-win for everyone. The other option, which is the affiliates method, is that basically you take one of my products that I already have built. Instead of, you creating a product from zero and spending a lot of time on it and guess what people want, I have products, ebooks, courses, stuff like that already have proven to sell hundreds or thousands of copies. So you don't need to guess what the demand is. I'll just give it to you so that it's a lot easier. And that way it's a much smaller learning curve. This way you don't have to start from zero. It's a lot easier for you. So for example, I have an ebook on AI automation, teaching people about AI automation. And it's selling $700 per sale, per copy. It has 270 pages, and it teaches business owners about AI automation. So, it's a huge win. It teaches business owners how to save tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars with AI. So it's huge value. And this has sold, hundreds of copies. So I recommend taking either of these approaches if you have no business experience and you can be making these kinds of posts, garnering lots of views and lots of leads and making lots of sales. So again, around half of my students making 5 figures per month in profits have zero business experience. So that is These are the two approaches that they take. This is coming soon. Okay, so now I'm going to go over how to do all this, the back end, the technical aspect. So you must use Tweet Hunter. And so you're probably wondering what it does. Basically, I'm going to show you the secret cheat code of how this business works and how it makes it so easy for me. So essentially, Tweet Hunter is a software that allows you to automate and schedule posts in advance. And it also allows you to AI generate hundreds of posts in just seconds. You can generate hundreds of posts and schedule them in advance. So let's say like you make 300 posts in like 5 minutes, right? Let's say that you generate that much. And then you schedule in advance. You make 10 posts today. You schedule 10 posts for tomorrow. You schedule 10 posts for the day after that. So that you do all the work right now, and all the posting is automated and scheduled so that it just posts even when you're sleeping. It's on autopilot. So you can do that every single day. And most importantly, it will automatically send any link or any message to everyone who either comments or likes on your post via DM. So for example, let's say that your post gets 800 likes, which is common, average, and then, Tweet Hunter will automatically and instantly send a checkout link to all 800 of these people. And let's say you're selling like an $500 course, right? You're sending that to 800 people who comment on your post asking for it. And then let's say that's only 10 of 800 people end up buying. So you're getting 10 sales of $500 each, which is 5K from one post. So, that's just one example. And you really cannot do this business without Tweet Hunter. I mean, you can, but it's like 100 times more difficult. Here is a link to join Tweet Hunter. If you're on this mirror board, you can just click right here and you can get set up. The first 7 days are free, so you can do this trial. So now that you have Tweet Hunter, this business should be very easy. And you can just generate and make posts within seconds. Within 1 hour, you can generate all of them and schedule in advance, and all the marketing efforts is taken care of on your behalf. So for example, you can take care of a month's worth of content within just a few minutes or like an hour. And obviously, it's only going to send them the DM if they ask for it. So either if they comment or like on the post, they're going to get it. So it's not going to spam or send unsolicited messages. And it's pretty common for a Tweet Hunter to send to more than 1,000 people per day in the DMs. You can see example of what my DMs look like. This is the reason why I never reply on Twitter. It's just because I'm sending out thousands of DMs every day. So you just send something, it's just going to be buried like so far underneath. This is what it looks like per day. I have to scroll so much to basically get to any DM. So for example, if you sent me a message yesterday, I have to spend basically a long time scrolling to see and find your message. So that's why I never reply there, or very rarely. And so now I'm going to go over basically the success that my students have had, being honest and how they're doing. So on my YouTube, I do have so far just 2 YouTube interviews. These are like 20 or 30 minutes each. These students have each been successful making at least $1,000 profits per day. So you can go through these YouTube videos. They basically explain their entire journey of start to finish. The journey, the difficulties that they've had, the troubles, the failures, every single detail, so that you can basically get a sense of what the process is like, just for full transparency, and so you can see what the journey has been like. Because a lot of coaches will show the end results or just testimonials or proof, but I want you guys to understand the every detail of what the student goes through when I coach them in my mentorship program. So fortunately, I have a lot of successful students. Right now, I have 454. Actually, I think I have more. I have around 60 students right now. And so you can talk to any of them. You can talk to any of them. A lot of them have been successful. For example, Zane, he joined in May. He was actually working at a cafe, working minimum wage before he joined. He saved up a lot working at the cafe, and then he started seeing a lot of success. So he's making a lot per month now. So you can click on this, talk with him. K-Bot is another example. Well, I'm not revealing his name just because they want to stay anonymous and private, but you can still message them. So they're still making a lot. K-Bot joined a little later than Zane, but nevertheless, they're making a lot of money right here, each one of them. Okay. So some Discord wins. So K, he bought a G-Wagon, a Mercedes K MSRP. he bought it used for around $57,000 full in cash. So this is his post. It's a big win. I'm pretty happy about that. This is after his results of joining my program. He started making lots of sales every month. So this is his win. Yeah, just more wins of students capturing payments. So this guy was selling a $500 mentorship or something. He's been making multiple of these sales, more students making their first $1,000 sales. This is a student that made. So basically this student sent me $900. And the reason why is because I do a profit split with my students. So whenever they make a sale or money, they will send a small fraction of it to me. So for example, this sale was $3,000 and he sends me $900. So we both make money. So he keeps the rest of the 2.1K for himself. I'll share more about this later, about the profit splitting. But the whole idea is that the reason why I do this profit split is because I want both of us to win. I will help you genuinely more, and there will be an incentive for me to help you and actually make money and become successful with this profit split. So that's basically the gist of it. Before, I just sold this mentorship, but now we do the profit split, and even with the profit split, they're actually making a lot more money now. So again, more details on that later. More sales from students, more sales from students, more sales from students. This was funny because I think it was the same day. I was like, trust me, you're going to get your first 1K payment soon. Like literally the day of or the day after, he gets that. So I was pretty proud of him for that. And then so, there was basically hundreds of these kinds of testimonials. I just included a few of them. But anyways, yeah, moving on to what I'm providing for my mentorship program. Obviously, I'm not trying to sell this. It's just like an opportunity for you. If you are interested and you like the idea of it, then I'm always welcome to take on a bunch of new students, given that you're qualified. I do have hundreds of people who do want to join this every week. So I'm very selective of who I let in. Generally, I have less than like a 2 or 3% acceptance rate, just because I only accept the highest quality students inside. And I'll go over this more in detail later, but generally, I only accept the hardest working people and those who, can actually be committed, dedicated, serious about this business. And the reason why is because I want to take in just a few select high performing individuals than, having like 100 or hundreds of just normal students, so that I can focus more time and energy on just a select few students and they can make a lot of money. And because they deserve my full attention and focus and my help. So that is it. So, just as a disclaimer, I do have very high standards of who I let in. So, I want you to imagine you have 5 X accounts. Each one is automated, making posts while you're sleeping. You're getting hundreds of thousands of views per day across these accounts making these posts, hundreds of comments daily, and a small fraction of them turn into sales of a few hundred or a few $1,000s each. So let's say you're getting 3 to 10 sales of products that are priced between $500 to $2,000 per day. So you're making a lot. So I want you to imagine this. And this is essentially what I do, but on a much bigger scale, 100x. So the purpose of this mentorship is pretty simple: to help you make a lot of money within a few months selling digital products. And that is the goal and also the expectation for each of my students. So I expect each student who comes in to make at least 5 figures per month in profits. So, what's included is that I serve both as a mentor and a business partner, not just a coach. Give you the methods to how I get hundreds of thousands of views per post, give you templates and everything you need. How to convert those millions of views into sales. I'll be providing one-on-one daily communication via text and calls if you schedule and let me know in advance. You get complete community access to all the students in the Discord, making 5 figures per month in profits. So you can work with them, to collaborate, learn from them, do whatever you like. So it's completely open. There is no restrictions. Just don't scam or annoy people or spam. Just general stuff, and do whatever you like, whatever resources, take advantage of everything to make money. I have 50 course modules in here. I'm so used to saying 40 something because I keep adding more and more course modules every single week. It basically covers everything that you need to know about the business model so that you can learn. I'll go over more details on this later. So I'll also be teaching you how to automate the entire backend so that you're generating sales and views even during your sleep working. So because that's the ultimate goal, right? You want to be making a lot, but also at the same time, you don't want to be working constantly. You can automate it and systematize. So yeah, I'll basically be giving you all case studies, breakdowns of whatever you need. So here are the steps. Once you join, what you'll be getting, how it works. So first, you join, you get access to the program. You get 50 course modules. Again, I'll be going over more of the details in a bit. And then we can both start posting immediately. So I'll help you make viral tweets. You can draft a bunch and I can polish and give you feedback and we can post them. We may build your product if you don't have one already together, and we will focus on turning views into sales. So we'll just keep improving over time. Getting millions of views, of course, it might take a while, but we will get there. Just keep improving and scaling. So in the beginning, you might only be getting like 500K views, like a few $1,000s in sales, but then each time you learn, every day you're learning and growing. So you can only keep increasing the number that you're making each month. So 10K, 30K, 50K, and etc. So I also want to go over why I want to teach you, what I benefit. So most people do benefit from the upfront fee, basically charging people to get in, which of course I do as well, but for me, that is not the main incentive. The benefit, I want to be transparent just so that what I'm in here for. So basically, the main goal for me is a profit split. So for example, I might take 25% of all your profits. So example, if you make 10K per month, I'll take 2.5K. If you make 50K, then I'll take 12.5K. So if you don't make money, then I don't make money for myself. I only benefit when you win. So that's why I want each and every one of my students to succeed and make money, because if you do, I also benefit for myself. So that's why my students are seeing faster results and higher profits than any other program that I've ran or that other people have been in. So that's why the success rate is so high, is because I'm so invested in each and every one of my students, genuinely. So going back to the 50 course modules that I was talking about earlier, these are just a bunch of stuff that I cover in it. I'm not going to go over all of this in this video just because it will take too much time and I don't feel like it. So you can just read this on your own. Yeah, I have a lot, 50. I only got to 32 just because I was too lazy. I don't want to include all the other ones, but there are 50 modules in there. And yeah, you'll get all that. So that's a course. It's kind of like a 4-year degree, but instead learning how to operate this business. So you'll be learning a lot. Everything that I know, that I have in my brain regarding this business, you'll absorb and learn. So once you're done with that, oh yeah, I also have some bonus stuff. So I've made $2.6 million with my software business. So I'll show you how I did that, how I marketed, how I made the post, how everything's done. If you'd like, this is something on the side, something if you're interested in, something as a bonus. So if you want, I can show you how I did it and how you can replicate it. Copy and paste. This is what my Discord server looks like. So that's the name of it, and there are 54 mentees. Right now, there's a bit more. This public section where I have student wins, public chat where everyone can chat, announcements, leaderboards, streaks. These things are self-explanatory. And then I also have a section for paid students, mentees only. It's for mentorship program students. So once you pay, you get access to all this stuff. So premium course is where you have the 50 course modules, and retweet circle is where we retweet your posts. So let's say you start completely new, you make a brand new account, brand new post, and you're struggling to get views. So what we will do is that all of us with our big accounts, we will retweet you. We'll give you a shout out, we'll give you retweets, so that you can start going viral ASAP. It's so much easier. And so that's exactly what I do. When I make a new account, I retweet from all the big accounts so that it goes viral instantly. We have some mastermind recordings, group calls, case studies of some accounts, what they're posting, what product they're doing, exact ins and out of the business. So this is the exciting part, is the high income rewards program. So basically how it works is once you start making 10K per month, you join the mentorship, you make sales, you cross 10K per month threshold, then I will fly you out here to LA where I'm in. I'm in Los Angeles right now, so I'll basically invite you here. I'll pay for all the flights, everything. Celebrate with me in person because, I do cherish having genuine relationship with each one of my students. And I genuinely, um, this is not only the goal, but expectation for each one of my students is to come celebrate. So you'll pick one supercar for the day, and we'll dine at the tallest and most luxurious restaurant in the West Coast in Los Angeles, 71 stories high. And we'll strategize on how to, grow it to 100K months and beyond. So this is the restaurant that I'm talking about. These are my students. That's me in the corner, 71 stories high. I did kind of Photoshop my face just to make myself look a bit cooler, but my face is a little weird. But anyways, 3 of my students, they cross 10K per month, and we take them to the tallest restaurant here. These are the drinks that we ordered. I can't zoom in. Oh, yes, I can. This is what it looks like. Very high, very cool place. And I pay for the entire meal, obviously. And I drive my students around in the Lamborghini Urus. These are 3 Red Bulls. Yeah. At this time, I didn't have like an Aventador or Huracan just because I needed to fit 4 people. So that's why I had an SUV. But yeah, this is the cool part. 100% guaranteed. I'm so confident in my mentorship program that, everyone succeeds as long as you're putting in the effort. So basically, I have this 90-day guarantee. 100% satisfaction on your money back, which I've never had to do, but, this is just what I have. If you're earning less than $5,000 in sales within 90 days, you get a full refund, provided that you're consistently putting in daily work. You're posting, you're putting in the work. Obviously, it's not going to count if you're not putting any effort, because sometimes I do have students who join and then they do not work at all. They're so lazy, they do not put in any work. And if you're like that, you should not expect to make any money or succeed with this business. But if you're consistently working hard, then I guarantee you that you'll be making a lot. And this has never happened. That's why I only accept people that I see real potential in. Obviously, I'm going to be putting in a lot of my time, effort, and focus into each one of my students, right? Obviously, it would be a waste of time, effort, and focus on my behalf if I pour all this out into you and that you don't succeed. Like, my mentality is that you better succeed now that since I'm investing a lot into you. Again, this never happened, this refund, but this is a worst case scenario. If you make less than that, then you're putting in consistent work, then you get a full refund. I'm very confident that this will never happen though. Yeah, so if you want to join, all you have to do is to fill out this type form. I think this will be a YouTube video, so there should be a link in bio or the description. It looks like this. Just put in a bunch of, information about yourself, your name, phone number, email, why you're interested, and then you can book a call with me. Book a time, pick a time, and then we can talk. It will be me. It won't be a closer. I don't have any closers for my main offer. You'll be talking directly with me. And then text me on Telegram once you've finished that, and you're all set to go. Bonus, I do have a YouTube channel where I have interviews with my students who are making more than 30K per month. I also have do a podcast with other millionaire Gen Zs. So those who are making millions of dollars, I interview them so that you can learn and copy the same. I also have an Instagram where you can follow. I have a lot of behind the scenes of my lifestyle, POV, what my life looks like in general. So yeah, that's there. And anyways, if you got to the end of this video, if you're watching this still right now, I applaud you because you're in the top 99 percentile.